Hello and welcome to the Weather Hazard Briefing presented by National Weather Service Pocatello for Tuesday, March 15th. This is what you'll see in this briefing. Our next winter storm is arriving this morning, first in the west, and then by the afternoon it will be reaching the Wyoming border. A second storm arrives tomorrow. The track is slightly more north. It is colder, so snowfall precipitation in general, though, will be more limited. And the eastern Magic Valley and the southern Snake River Plains should be windy. There's a third, even weaker storm for late Thursday night into Friday, and then a more significant storm, and probably the strongest of the entire week on Saturday night into Sunday. However, this one, very mild temperatures, a lot of it will be rain. So stay tuned. All right, here's a satellite image from this morning. You can see the cold front driving through central Oregon and Washington. And again, this will be blowing through, and we'll be clearing out sometime early on Wednesday morning from this storm. All right, you can see a lot of this front-loaded weather today because we know it's going to be snow, so it's a little bit more impactful than, say, Saturday will be. So the ridges will be windy in the central Idaho mountains as well. And there, low elevation rain and snow and high elevation snow. That all starts to weaken here on Wednesday with the next storm. Not very much. The only places where there's a chance of snow is Lemhi County in the eastern highlands. So you can see it's basically our border with Montana. And then most of the day on Thursday, in fact even Wednesday night, Thursday, and most of Thursday night will be benign conditions, nothing going on until late Thursday night. Then we have a slight chance of some late night snow in the Lost River, Sawtooth, and Lemhi County areas. That carries into Friday, but it still stays sort of slight chance snow. The only place it really gets more serious is the eastern highlands, and that would be the Victor, Driggs, and Island Park corner, which is pretty typical for us. They're the ones who seem to get up the most snow. And on Saturday, like I said, another storm coming in. A lot of southerly wind changes a lot of things over to rain. And actually, rain and snow do look likely. This is especially during the afternoon on Saturday afternoon. All right, so the first day here is Tuesday. So let's see how the snow evolves here on Tuesday morning. First, most of it, again, in the central Idaho mountains, we're getting where you see 0 and yet it puts in the light blue color. That means that's rounded off to the nearest inch. So it could be as much as 4/10 of an inch, whereas 5/10 would round up to 1. And so there is some light snow here, at least at first. And then for the afternoon, noon to 6 p.m., you can see it sort of still stays the same way over in the central Idaho mountains, although it does spread further down into the lower portions of the Wood River Valley. But you see the focus now is more in this northeast corner, Island Park, West Yellowstone, St. Anthony, where they're getting 1 to 3 inches. A lot of places to the south of there, again, just getting somewhere between a skiff and 4/10 of an inch. And then you can see in the heavily populated cities of our forecast area, Idaho Falls, Blackfoot, Pocatello, we're getting nothing. Then during the early evening hours, once again, the snow sort of picks up in the higher elevations once again because the temperatures are dropping off, and so it's more snow than it is rainfall. And still just some light snow for a lot of the medium range elevations. And that continues into 6 a.m. You can see the snow starts to taper off. And winds this afternoon will be gusty. We are looking at 20 to 25 mile an hour gusts in the Snake River Plain. And then in the central Idaho mountains, you can see those gusts are more bordering on 35 to 40 miles an hour. Afternoon highs will struggle to get to 50 degrees for places like Pocatello and Burley today and the other lower elevations to the south of that Pocatello-Burley line. Otherwise, most valley locations or Snake River Plain locations will be in the 30s. Wednesday or Tuesday night lows, you can see single digits just barely getting into that in the Stanley Basin. Otherwise, a lot of teens and 20s. But with the cloud cover, even Pocatello and Burley are staying above 30 degrees. All right, and this is the weather depiction for Tuesday. You can see just rain and snow pretty much predicted everywhere. All right, on Wednesday, not much in the way of snow falling. We're seeing it sort of ending in these eastern zones here during the morning hours, 6 a.m. till noon, about half an inch or so. And this should be, overnight cold, so this will be mostly what little precipitation there is it'll be almost all snow. And then noon to 6 p.m. you can see the snow is limited to Lemhi County and this corner of Fremont County and Clark. This is the overall snowfall amounts expected for accumulations. The yellow is where it starts to get to 6 inches. You can see there's hardly any of that. And so most of this is 3 to 5, for instance, in the Island Park area, areas west of the Wood River and Stanley Basins just seem to be catching the most of it, and most are from half an inch to 2 inches. Okay, this is the best case, worst case snowfall for the Tuesday night time frame. So what you just saw, we're looking at it now in terms of probability. A lot of places they could get nothing but rain. Would be the quote-unquote best case, with the exception of Stanley, where it definitely looks like 1.5 inches total snowfall for a best case. And then the worst case, which would be the heaviest snowfall amounts, you can see Stanley they could get as much as 5.5 inches today and tonight. Driggs almost 2.5 inches for today and tonight. Elsewhere though, even the worst case for most of these locations is 1 inch or less. All right, the other thing on Wednesday would be the snow or the wind speeds. The winds will shift to be more westerly, and so that usually affects the southern Snake River Plain and the eastern Magic Valley more, and you can see it definitely is. There are gusts there getting into the 25 to 35 mile an hour ranges, especially on the mountains to the south of Burley. And here's afternoon highs on Wednesday. You can see it's a little bit colder, especially no one's getting to 50 degrees until you get over into the Mountain Home area. And overnight lows on Wednesday night, skies will start to clear more significantly. Cold air moving in behind. We've got single digits in Stanley, a lot of teens in the Snake River Plain, especially over the Arco Desert, and even into the Wood River Valley on the lower elevations. And here's where, again, limited to Central Idaho Mountains and then our border with Wyoming. All right, for Thursday, clearing skies, temperatures are warming back up, so we're back to around 50 degrees in Pocatello, lower 50s in Burley, and even Idaho Falls will finally crack 40 degrees. And then Thursday night lows, obviously with the clearer conditions, it gets actually colder for places like Pocatello and Burley, where they will also get basically into the 20s. Burley maybe hover around 30, and Stanley actually warms up because of the warmer temperatures during the day, and they'll be in the teens. So that's all I have. If you have any further questions, you can always contact us at this telephone number you see here at the bottom center, or check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching.